organisations tend to be slower to change than individuals, and what it means is that as individuals we tend to be further ahead than the organisations, and that is a limiting factor for operational efficiency in organisations, is that they're the laggards in society. Even if they've got the kind of first movers within the organisation, you haven't always got that reapplied within the workplace. And we talk about Slack, and some people are like, oh yeah, I've heard of that new thing. Slack's not new, it's been around for years. One of my favourite ads of all time was an HSBC advert that said it's amazing how many late nights it takes to become an overnight success. And I think of that often, that's the nature of me being an entrepreneur, that I think of that often. But I also think that's true of technology, that it takes a long time for things to become mainstream, and it's a challenge for organisations to become more agile in adopting tech and understanding how to fit together people, processes and technology, because I think you made this point earlier, it's the correct combination of those three things, or the best combination of those three things that will really drive change in a world.
This is very interesting, because I have a PC at work, but I use a Mac at home, but I can access all of our servers through my Mac as well, so it's just exactly
it can be done as well. I think that's the thing,
it
can be done, and it's not that hard, but organisations are nervous to do it, and it's definitely slowing the pace of change in the potential of the human cloud and the changing workforce, because it's a barrier that organisations feel like they're nervous to break it.
We find that nervousness though is just the unknown.
Yeah.
And it's the people who are having to make the decision of actually doing that, implementing that change. They just don't know what they're doing, and it's that strategic guidance that we so often go in and give, and it's just a holding hand process of saying it's not as scary, and your computer's not got a bite, it doesn't do anything, it pretty much does the same thing as what you've got now, but by joining it up to this and that, and this is how you're going to work now, they suddenly go, wow, and and people have to be at the heart of those changes, and it's difficult to explain. A lot of what we're doing is actually kind of giving people the ideas or the cards then to play. It's like, this is how it works. Now, can you see this applying to your organisation? Oh yes, we can. Oh my goodness me. And then they start, it's the confidence, and then they start talking about it. And then it's kind of come from them, and then they just run with it. And
then they love it because it's a new thing.
Correct. Yeah. And then it happens. But it's amazing the barriers we come up against as a business to adopting technology, which for us is just, we just don't get it, but it's, we are learning ways in which to help companies adopt it.
Do you think that also plays into the discussion we had around trust, about trusting the people to use it in the right way and not to
I think
abuse it, not open it up to those threats that are out there?
It's trust, but people are embarrassed about this, believe it or not. People are embarrassed that they don't know about a type of technology, or how a bit of technology works, or how a computer works. And the easiest way to not get caught out is just say, no, we're not going to do it. They don't know anything about it, say we're not going to do it. But actually,
we don't talk in tech. We don't talk enough about training.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
We talk about technology, but we don't talk about teaching people to use it.
And teaching the managers.
Yeah. We just you
get
businesses deploy technology. They deploy technology and hope to osmosis people learn how to use it.
We see the absolute opposite way around, is where you get organisations that are really gun-ho about adopting technology within their organisations and do no thought process or have any strategy around it, and they go out and they spend an enormous amount of money and try and be cutting edge.
Money on
and
tech
what they haven't done is actually work out, first of all, what they're trying to solve with technology, and then actually go and select the technology to then do that job, rather than, we need that, and then actually it's just a complete disaster at the end of the day.
I think it's three things though. It's three things. It's the people, the process and the technology. And if you don't bring those three together, I think the other challenge is that it's often incremental change, and in some areas incremental change is great, but incremental change with technology can be a minefield, because if you're not doing it in a joined up strategic way, then what you end up with is a complete mishmash. And so being able to be forward thinking enough to see what the next thing is, and then building everything else around that in terms of processes and people, is so central to it.
So wind the clock back to the 19th century, go back to proper training.
Exactly.
Julian, on your point about managers needing training, it's so rare to come across managers being trained on how to lead and manage their teams remotely.
Yeah.
We're going to do this exciting
Yeah.
remote working thing.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. No thought given to how to manage.
And that's
So
Alex's,
middle
that's the
management
whole of
stops
Alex's.
agile work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't the challenge here that there is we are on a demographic cusp, right? I mean, and I think a lot of it also is fear,
Yeah.
right? Because we don't want to look dumb, and actually the young people, and there aren't any young people in this room, I don't mean to be rude, but my CTO would be pissing himself if he could listen to this group of people.
The young people are
Kind
all in
of-
that room.
I don't mean to be rude
Yeah,
at
None
all.
of us are millennials.
I don't mean to be rude at all, but you know, he'll be giggling, sort of watching us scrabbling around for the answers and going, "You guys are all old people."
Yeah.
You know, how you know, and again, that's inverse bias. But I think that you know there is so much rapid change coming. IR35, remote working through tech, you know, all these things. It's really, really hard for those middle managers because not only have you got the traditional historic resistance and confirmation bias, but you've got shit. I don't understand any of this, so I'm just going to say no.
I think that.
Sorry, one of the other
Yeah.
one of the other things we come up against the whole time is board level people thinking they have the key to change within their organisation already, but they don't. So they look at an IT department within a large organisation as the people that can innovate and make change within the company. No, they're not. They're there to keep your IT infrastructure running on a daily basis, which is a full-time job. They certainly don't have time to think about how you can adopt new technology.
And they're super threatened
And
as
they
well.
think they can. So they just say, well, this is your job, so you go and do this. And
There's a
these
more
guys are
fundamental change, which is challenge, which is saying that it's IT's job to create the whole change, because I think technology is about people, process, culture,
100%.
and the human cloud element is it's about your entire workforce. It's not just about technology, it's about fundamentally the way that you work. And one of the challenges with that is when you have a predominantly office-based workforce and then a few people that work from home from time to time or that work remotely, then the virtual leadership, that's when people say, I don't need to go to that workshop because I've only got a couple of people working remotely. Whereas actually everyone needs to learn how to navigate virtual leadership because that is the way the world is going, that's the way the workforce is changing. And the later people take that on board, the less good they'll be at being able to lead and inspire those people during that change, because fundamentally that is the way that the workforce is going to go.